Hello, everyone, and welcome to another night of iRacing action here on the National Racing Network. Tonight, we've got the Indy Pro doubleheader here from the Phoenix Speedway. This is the old version of Phoenix, where we still have the grass in the dogleg. One of my favorite tracks on the platform, one of the greatest versions of this historic racetrack. No longer running this configuration, but it's always nice to look back in history and see what once was. My name is Patrick Byrne. Joining me in the booth tonight, as always, is the great James Watson. Used to be a regular in these cars, not so much anymore. He likes to join us in the booth here. And what's going on, James?
Nothing much. Glad to be broadcasting from the proper version of this track before they ruined it.
Whoa,
It's a whole bunch of nonsense.
James, you gotta excuse yourself before you cough like that. Seeing some issues with trading paints tonight. It should come back to us here shortly. But we've got our usual crowd of drivers here on track for qualifying. 3.5 minutes remaining. There we go. That'll be the number one car of David Porcelli in his usual go-to scheme. So on top of the chart so far is going to be the number 10 of Rod Eskew with a 25.233. Right behind him is going to be Nicholas Daly with a 25.255. Ben Carswell goes top of the charts. Ben with a 25.222. Let's go take a look and see what he is up to on track, finishing his second qualifying lap. Nick Camargo just finishing his lap. That is going to move him up to the top spot with a 25.198. So still 2.5 minutes left in qualifying. Looks like just about everyone getting done with their laps. Wes Shire finishing his second lap here now. That moves him to top of the charts, 25.154. Max Cooper, can I call the pole sitter once more? Let's see what his second lap comes out as. He's currently in the 14th position with a 25.389. 0.3 of a second behind the leader. Is coming across the start-finish line now. Where does this lap put him? Top of the charts once again, 25.154. The only guy left to come back on track and set a time will be the number 6 car of Brian Molitor. Usually very fast. This is going to be his first time lap. Cross the line. That is a 25.414. Good enough for 15th quick. Still one more time lap to go. Let's see where this one puts him. Coming across start-finish line now. That lap is not going to be good enough for top spot. Must have tagged the wall at some point somewhere. So still going to be 15th quick for Brian Molitor. So that is everyone very quickly getting underway with qualifying. I don't think I've ever seen the whole field get done with qualifying that quickly.
That's not a good thing for Rod Eskew because he is resetting his Wi-Fi right now and he could use that extra time.
Oh no. So your pole sitter tonight is going to be the number 13 car of Max Cooper on the inside. Just to his outside is going to be the number 4 car of Wes Shire. Row number 2 will have Nick Camargo on the inside and Ben Carswell on the outside line. Row number 3 has the number 10 car of Rod Eskew and the number 3 car of Simon Fell. Next up in row number 4 will be Nicholas Daly on the inside and Stephen C. Thompson on the outside. Row number 5 is Everett Paddock in the number 2 on the inside and Brian Labarge in the number 12 on the outside. Victor Aldrich and Brian Molitor make up row number 6. Row number 7 has Nagisa Yoshikawa and Michael Holler. Row number 8 is Joseph Heath, and your number 1 car, top driver in the field, David Porcelli, starting 16th. And finally, the law firm, Alexander Wesley Hazelworth, in the number 14, starting shotgun on the field. Tonight, we are going by their oval iRatings, which is why you see Alexander Wesley Hazelworth in car number 14. He is usually one of your top cars week in, week out. This week, Not so much. Not much of an oval driver out of him, but he is very talented in these machines and hoping to see a good show out of that number 14 machine.
Yeah, Max has been really quick this week, so I'm not surprised to see him on the pole, but I am a little surprised to see him take it from Wes. Like, we know better than a lot of people how overpowered Wes is in this car on an oval.
Yeah, Wes's setup is the setup that everyone else is using. Now, Wes's setup, I'm not going to take all the credit away. Andrew Berry was the original designer of that setup, and Wes has kind of taken it and turned it into something that works just at all of the ovals, no matter what. And it is going to be the baseline for the setup that each and every one of these drivers in your top split of this field is going to be running. So, got to give credit where credit is due. Got to thank those two, Andrew Berry, our TNT regular, and Wes Shire, for basically making this car very easy to get into on the ovals. So lights are out on the iRacing pace car. Only one pace lap around this fantastic facility that was Phoenix Raceway. It is still a great track, but I'm still kind of fond of the old fairgrounds version. Anyway, coming through turn number 4, pace car going to be ready to come into the pits, and it's going to be Max Cooper's start. He gets to go whenever he chooses once that green flag comes out. Pace car making the hard left turn on the pit road, and we are about ready to get underway. Green flag is out, and away we go. Max Cooper easily taking the lead here. Graphics are having a bit of a hiccup, so we're going to run these first couple laps without them.
Whoa, that was close on the exit.
Oh, yeah.
Hit a 4.
Number 13 car getting passed by the number 16. So Max Cooper sliding back in the field just a little bit. Not going to hurt him just yet. There are cautions in this first race for the Indy Pro 2000 machines. So Nicholas Daly in the number 16, taking over the top spot. Max Cooper going to be following right behind him. Nick Camargo in third. Wes Shire sliding back to fourth after starting second. Nicholas Daly, new quick time of the race. Wes Shire quickly takes it back. Out there with a 25.358. Ben Carswell following just behind that crew in the 5th position. Still within draft range and pulling away from the rest of the field. Simon Fell leads this hornet's nest of cars, going from 6th on back. Still too wide through some of them. They are all in one ginormous pack out there in that yellow number 3 car. Nicholas Daly taking the new quick time once again. It's going to be a 25.347. As we're now working lap number 5 of 59. Not a super long race here tonight in the Indy Pro 2000 machines. Once again, Nicholas Daly going even quicker. He's trying to build up a gap on Max Cooper. Already has it to 0.4 of a second. You can see he's almost trying to pull Max Cooper out of draft range. If we do not get a caution here tonight, it's pretty much game over for the rest of the field. Max Cooper starting to draw him in a little bit, though. Gap is now down to just under 0.3 of a second. Coming across start-finish line again. Will anyone take the top spot for quickest time? Max Cooper does, as he is chasing down Nick Daly. Stephen Thompson now going quick time with a 25.055. Stephen Thompson trying to make his way back up through the field. He's catching up with his top 5, getting past Simon Fell and the rest of that crew in that hornet's nest.
Yeah, it's been weirdly difficult to follow as the second place car behind the leader. Like, I've been seeing that a lot more than what we've been used to here at Old Phoenix. Like, it's still easy as pass as ever, but it having difficulties following. It's really weird.
Yeah, almost seems like these cars are experiencing a little more aero push than they have in the past, as now this top group of cars are all bunched up. Max Cooper going to make another swipe at the lead. You can see just how that top 5 is starting to pull away from the rest of the field, but the cars of Simon Fell, Everett Paddock, Stephen Thompson, they have caught up to that front group and turned that into one larger pack.
Yeah, we're seeing pretty big separation with that second pack already. If they're not careful, they're going to be completely out of draft range.
Now
That's the difficult thing.
There are cautions. However, we are already a sixth of the way through this race, so laps ticking down incredibly quickly. It's going to be very difficult for these guys to catch back up if we don't get a caution. Even if we do, there's only so many opportunities for us to re-rack the field.
And it's so easy to lose drafts here, and the draft, believe it or not, is a huge deal.
As Nick Camargo now looking to make the move on Nicholas Daly for that top spot. Wes Shire close behind. Waiting to see what he can do. Let's ride along with Wes Shire. He's got the best seats in the house so far, I would think. Sitting on top of the roller hoop with Wes Shire. You can see himself kind of staggering himself away from these cars, trying to get some clean air on that nose as they run side by side. Nick Camargo running the student driver decals on that rear wing. Not driving like a student driver here tonight on the second spot of the grid. Wes Shire closely drafting behind, going to get some clean air before they make the dive into turn number 3. You can see just how much he has to back out of it with the aero wash.
Yeah, Naiji is one of the most experienced guys out here when it comes to the ovals. Long-time Shaw competitor. It's not surprising to see him battling up for the win, but it is awesome to see him battling up here for the win.
Wes Shire backing out of it through the dog leg. Doesn't want to make the move just yet. Kind of sitting and waiting. Further back, Stephen Thompson and Ben Carswell running side by side. Thompson on the high side in that number 9. Carswell on the inside in that blue Team Watson Racing Setups number 7 as they go through the dog leg once more. Give it to Thompson with the advantage, but Carswell going to be able to fight right back as they go into turn number 3. That number 2 car of Everett Paddock, though, he is looking to get involved in this fight as well. Almost looks like he wants to make it 3 wide, but still a little bit early in this race to make a move like that. As he is going to get by Carswell. Carswell going to try and dive right back. Not quite able to get up to the rear bumper of Paddock. Nagisa Yoshikawa now looking like he wants to make the move on Thompson. But don't forget about Michael Holler going to the inside of Yoshikawa. And right behind them is the number 12 car of Brian Labarge. Up towards the front, Wes Shire making a move on Nick Camargo. Max Cooper following him up through. Wes Shire up to second place. Now he's got to try and find a way around Nicholas Daly if he wants the top spot of this one as they run 2 by 2 in the front of the field, 3 rows back.
Oh, there we go. There's 3 wide. Whoa.
Everett Paddock. We were just talking about him further back. He is already up to the 5th position right there fighting for 4th right now. Where in the world did he come from?
Man, I was literally just thinking to myself, I was just about to say that this is pretty tame for old Phoenix SOF standards. And then Everett Paddock read my mind and was like, hold my beer.
The whole field pretty much is packed right back up. Working lap number 19 out of 59, about a third of the way through this race. All that's left to do is turn up the intensity up to 11 as Wes Shire now taking a peek to the outside of the 16 car of Nicholas Daly for the lead of the race. backs out of it, but he's going to have the run down the back straightaway through the dog leg, going to be right there. Does he make a move for the lead through turn number 3? Nick Camargo taking a peek up the inside, not going to make anything happen. Further back, once again, we take a look at Ben Carswell and Steven Thompson. These two still battling. Mike Holler making the move on pole sitter Max Cooper. Going to get in front, but not quite. We'll jump right back to the front of the field because Wes Shire and Nicholas Daly were just side by side, and further back it's going to be Everett Paddock and Nick Camargo running side by side. There's no way we haven't had a caution in this one just yet. The number 7 car, Ben Carswell, almost seems like he's shooting all over the racing surface. Trying to find some grip as they are 3 wide back there for the 6th position. Between Steven Thompson, Carswell, and Holler. Little bit of contact between Carswell and Holler. How did he save that machine? Oh, maybe not. Does he hit the attenuator? Barely kisses the inside wall. Caution is out. Is there damage on the race car?
Yeah, you saw that coming.
It's been a long time saving it. Frankly, it looks like he got away pretty cleanly, though. We're zoomed in pretty tight on him. I don't see any damage. That diffuser doesn't even look like it's bent. So, right about halfway through this race, we're going to get our first caution of the night. He's going to slow down, let the 11 car of Mike Holler pass. And James, I can't see any damage on the back of that thing, can you?
Nope, which means he probably has a meatball for a 9-minute repair.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what happened to JO69 at the Monday 11 o'clock slot.
Destiny Gray checking in and saying, "What's up, y'all?" Nothing much, Destiny. Just watching some Indy Pro 2000 racing from the Phoenix Speedway, the old version of Phoenix, what we here on iRacing call Phoenix, because it's the free version of the track they give us to run.
And the superior version.
That's the best version. So, Nicholas Daly going to be your leader right now. Wes Shire following Everett Paddock, rounding out your top 3 as we are under caution for the first time here. Bunch of cars in the pit lane. Obviously, Ben Carswell coming in, checking the damage. Nagisa Yoshikawa also coming into the pits. Rod Eskew, Alexander Wesley Hazelworth, Mike Holler, Joseph Heese, and Brian Molitor all coming in the pits. Ben Carswell still going to be in the pit box, taking some damage repairs. Why don't we check in with Ben and see what is going on with that race car?
Yeah, he's probably got something significant. He did make some right rear contact with the wall. How touchy the damage model is.
What's up, Ben? It's Patrick up in the booth. A little bit of contact there with the inside wall off of turn 4. Didn't look like it hit anything very hard, but you have been in the pit box for a while. How's the damage on the car looking?
It feels fine and it looks fine, but I have 9 minutes of damage. So
Yep, called it.
Oh, man.
A lot of fun. Really enthused about that. Literally nothing looks wrong.
Yeah, we were looking at it up here, and we couldn't even see a scratch on the diffuser or the rear wing. Everything looked like it was in place.
I think something is broken, though, because I saved it after whatever happened there with Mike. I have to go back and look, see what actually happened there. But
yeah,
I saved it, and then it just went around on me out of nowhere. So
you saved it. I couldn't believe it, but we are getting ready to go back to green, so best of luck. Feel free to join us in the booth if the car will not continue. So that was Ben Carswell. Unfortunately, probably not able to continue here in tonight's race, but pace car is going to be coming in this time. Field making their way around on the high side of the racetrack, waiting for the green flag to come out. It's going to be Nicholas Daly, Shire, and Paddock getting ready to go this time. And Daly is away. Huge jump on Wes Shire. Paddock almost getting the jump on Wes. Field off to a very uncharacteristically tame start as Everett Paddock now making the move on the inside of Wes Shire. Wes almost sleeping on that restart as he's going to fall back to the 3rd position. Field is single file all the way through. Brian Labarge going to be up to the 7th position. You can see him running back there side by side with David Porcelli. So you can see these three. It's going to be the number 1 car of David Porcelli, number 12 of Brian Labarge, and the number 3 of Simon Fell, all fighting for that 7th position. This is your closest battle that we've got on the racetrack right now. As the number 3 car of Simon Fell going to make the move on the inside of Brian Labarge. Through the dog leg now, Labarge is going to clear Simon. Back up towards the front of the field. It's still going to be Daly, Paddock, and Shire. Shire kind of looking like he's waiting to make the move on Paddock. Definitely got a faster machine under him tonight. Just looking for somewhere to be able to make the move.
Yeah, you can see how hard it is to restart at this place. Look at that. We're already have the whole field cut in half.
Yep. Halfway through the race so far. Still plenty of time for a ton more excitement to happen. Cody Brooks checking in the comments. Best way to end a hard day, watching this network for some excitement. Here's some beer money. You know what, Cody? Thank you very much. That means a lot to us. Definitely going to pay the beer tab for tonight. Hopefully you stay tuned in. Not only after this Indy Pro 2000 race, we have a USF2000 race right here at the Phoenix Speedway. Max Cooper and Nick Camargo running side by side. Max Cooper going to be getting around Nick Camargo. Still going to be running side by side, though. Can't give the spot to Max just yet. Side by side across the line. That time, barely give it to Max Cooper. He falls back in the turn number 1, though. Nick Camargo easily getting by, and so does Steven Thompson. Call it a blue light special 2 for 1. He loses 2 of them going through turn number 1.
A while, Ben Carswell has just appeared in the booth. It would appear that you are out of the race, my friend.
So some unfortunate action for the number 7 of Ben Carswell. He joins us now in the booth. Now, Ben, are you going to be joining us again for the USF 2000 race, or do we have you stolen up here for the rest of the night?
We'll see. We'll see how I feel about that car when I go practice.
Yep, fixed setup race, so you don't have to worry about the setup. All you got to do is go out there, make some left turns, and try and win it. Almost sounds like a Ricky Bobby story.
It is, it is. Maybe that's why there's a lot of wrecks and incidents in it, but, you know, we'll see.
Right now, top 4 running nose to tail as they come across start-finish line. Still going to be Nicholas Daly in that number 16 machine. Out in the lead as we work lap number 35 of 59.
This little front pack breakaway here, top 6, that's good news for all of those guys. They're all very happy to see that.
But you know who's not happy to see that?
Everybody from 7th on back.
Amen.
Yep.
They're all, caution, caution, please give us a caution.
We'll take a look at the number 9 car of Steven Thompson in the 6th position, and then we'll zoom way out. You can see just how far back 7th place David Porcelli is from these top 6. They've absolutely broken away from the peloton here.
Yeah, Steven's in great position. Yeah, he's got a fast car, and he's just hanging out, letting the laps click down. He's going to start making moves here. I think everybody here's got that same exact mentality. You can see him getting out of the dirty air there, running up high. And, ooh.
We have a bit of battle of a lead for going on.
Everett looking inside. Daly's going to have a run off the corner here, and okay, all the riding around has gone away.
Yep, Paddock easily in the lead now. As Daly going to have a run to come back, but it's hard to get around someone. It's one thing to catch up to them. It's another thing to get by them. Wes Shire's still in 3rd, but right behind them, Nick Camargo, Max Cooper, and Steven Thompson making a little bit of contact back there for the 4th position.
Let's see if that has any front wing effect on Max. You need the front wing here, especially with the dirty air. So he's going to be praying he didn't get any. It didn't look like it, but apparently, as we learned earlier, looks are not everything.
Yeah.
You had a perfectly good race car, just the check engine light was on.
Check everything, apparently.
we've come to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
Oh my god. We get a full workup on it.
Hello. We have been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty.
You see these guys running like a lane up? It's a little bit faster. The only way to pass here really is, or the best way in my opinion, is to get this run to the outside of 3 here, which is what Stephen Thompson's doing. He's been really good at that. He was doing it to me all throughout the race. He's going to get just up to the rear tire of Max here. And Max got a little bit better run down, but if you can get this outside of turn 1 hooked up and really full throttle through here, you can get a huge run off down the back straight and take away that air heading in a 3. And that's kind of how you want to set these passes up. A lap for a pass and set it up 2 or 3 in advance, get the guy offline, and then really make that move into one.
So Nick Camargo really catching up to Wes Shire now, bringing these 4th, 5th, and 6th position cars right back up into that fight for the lead. As now the 13 car of Max Cooper going to be running side by side through the dogleg with the 17 of Nick Camargo, still going to be side by side going into turn number 3. And Max looks like he's going to get the position on Nick Camargo safely in 4th. All he's got to do is catch up to the number 4 car of Wes Shire and see if he can get by him. Right up to the gearbox, a little bit aero wash, has to back out of it, but not that much. He's still going to be in tow going down the back straightaway.
Yeah, you can see that this is it's.
Oh, has to take evasive action.
He sent it really hard into that corner, and I do not think he expected Wes to check up. And Wes is laying off the throttle. He's waiting, and Max is full push right now, trying to make up these positions, and it's clashing.
You could hear it before, and we'll do it one more time. We're right on board with Wes Shire. You can hear just how much he's letting out of the throttle coming into turn number 3.
Watch those lights, and I think he might be actually kind of full. There we go, down to 5th.
That time he stayed in it. Let's see if he does it again in turn number 1. He might be looking to make a move on Nicholas Daly. Yeah, not backing out of it nearly as much as he was before.
Yeah, I think Wes is starting to kind of, there we go.
Yep, here we go, on the move to the inside.
He is fully alongside. This is
committed now.
Tough, that's tough.
Yeah,
inside of 3 is tough, especially with dirty air.
He's still there, though. That's important. They can pull the slider going into turn 1.
Oh, Daly chops the nose right off of Wes Shire going into turn number 1.
Wow, that was sketchy.
That is a chop move.
And now Wes is going to be on the outside in the turn 3. He's going to take it 3 wide for the lead.
They chop Daly. If Wes can hold it flat here, he'll have got the position.
He's got him. Whoa,
Daly almost into the diffuser of Wes Shire. Wes Shire with the rundown. So does Daly. Side by side in the turn number 1. Daly has to back out of it almost into the side pod of the number 4 car of Wes Shire.
The riding around is over with. It's 13 to go. It's race time.
If you're riding, you ain't winning.
That's exactly it.
Phrasing.
Wes is looking at this. He's setting this pass up.
Yeah, right on the rear bumper of Everett Paddock in that number 2 machine. These are 2 of the best oval guys in the PM18s here on the iRacing platform.
You saw he got that late apex, got that big run, but it's not enough.
Daly looking for the blue light special.
Wow. That was a sin into turn 3. And he's gonna do it on Everett. He is. Oh, he backed out a little bit.
Whoa.
Oh, he has to back out again, almost in the Wes Shire once more, and that's going to allow Max Cooper to run up side by side through the dogleg.
He's going to get freight trained. This is a disaster for Daly unless he can pull off a miracle. No.
Oh, no, I think he's got a little bit of... He's going to
he got him. He got him. Way to fight back.
He's driving so hard into these corners.
Let's ride on board with Nicholas Daly, see exactly what he's doing. You can see he's cranking in a little bit more wheel than Wes Shire was. Not running the Wes Shire setup because that car is not right hand down. When we say right hand down, that means the right hand is lower than the left hand going down the straightaways. And it almost looks like it's perfectly level. So I wonder whose setup he's running tonight.
I don't know, but he's very low down in 5th gear for that turn 3. I mean, usually we see maybe you catch You shift down to fifth for, you get maybe just a little bit of fifth, get all the full lights lit up, and then you shift right back to sixth. He was pretty far down into fifth gear. I mean, look how far down into fifth he is.
Yeah, compare that to West Shire in the car in front.
Yeah,
West not going nearly as low in the fifth gear, almost staying in sixth. Still a yellow light on there going through turn number 1. We'll jump back to Nicholas Daly, falling back a little bit from these guys. You can see how low down in the sixth gear he is, and look how low he goes in the fifth as well.
And this is a faster corner.
Maybe not. He stays pretty high up there this time. Maybe he's a little further back.
He's got a lot of a run, too.
Yeah.
He's further back. He's got the run. There goes West Shire, speaking of runs.
Side by side, Nicholas Daly currently with the best seat in the house. Will steal his spot. West Shire safely to the lead. Has to back out of it just a little bit.
Whoa, what happened to Daly?
Is Daly out of fuel?
Is he out of fuel? He might be out of fuel.
Daly going to have to come down the pit lane, running out of fuel after having the perfect race car. West Shire, though,
I didn't see
in the
a fuel
lead.
pressure light. What in the world?
Everett Paddock
Fuel
now
has
breathing
been-
down the neck of West Shire.
Fuel has been weird this week. Like, it's been tough to gauge how much fuel you need. Like, I almost ran out yesterday.
Everett Paddock running side by side with West Shire. He's going to take over the lead once again. Shire going to be on the outside, though, able to battle back. He's not quite clear just yet.
See if West can get this outside run here.
Can he go for the crossover? Maybe. He's going to be side by side, going through the dog leg, side by side through turns 3 and 4.
He's going to go flat out through here. Oh,
Get the crossover down the front straightaway.
He's still waiting.
We've seen West play this game before at Phoenix. Just kind of sit back. You don't want to be the leader when that white flag comes out. You want to take the pass for the lead and not give Paddock a chance to take it back.
I think he's just preserving his outside position right now.
Especially when
you want to be on the outside.
Yeah.
I think he's just preserving, waiting, making sure Cooper doesn't have a lane to move.
That's exactly what I was going to say. With the guy as fast as Max Cooper behind them, don't want to give him an opportunity. It's hard enough fighting Paddock. It's even more difficult trying to fight 2 cars. But he leaves the door open for Cooper to try and shoot up the inside. Now he's got to worry about fighting a 2-front war out here down the back straightaway of Phoenix. Side by side with Paddock, once again going through turn number 3.
You have to keep in mind, though, we are in confident race territory.
Yeah,
So if he's going to make the move, there it is. Here it comes.
Don't forget about Thompson either. Thompson joining the fight. We have a 4-car battle for the lead.
Oh,
He's
there.
staying in it. He's staying in it.
He's there. Oh, this is a nightmare if you're Everett.
Everett's going to get passed by both of them.
Oh, contact with the 13 car. Ben, very similar to your contact. Does Paddock hold on to it through turn 4? Yes, he does.
He's blocking.
1 lap
West
to
is
go.
loving
White
this.
flag is out.
West has just got to run qualifying laps here.
Through turn number 1. Paddock closing the gap a little bit. Gonna follow in the draft through the dogleg. One more chance for Paddock to try and take the lead. Gonna run side by side through turns 3 and 4.
Ooh,
Paddock has the advantage.
He's
Wes
got
has
him.
the inside. Paddock's got him. And Cooper's gonna try and take the fight. Everett Paddock going to win here in the PM18 race here at Phoenix. West Shire going to finish 2nd. Max Cooper going to come home with 3rd.
Wow, I am surprised that Everett was able to get the outside right there. I thought Wes had it, but
I told you, got to wait till the last lap. You want to make the move on the white flag lap, not give your competitor a chance to come back for it, and that's exactly what Everett Paddock did.
He had it. It's just he gave up that outside. We mentioned it. It's so critical. You got to keep that outside, and he just gave it up.
Yeah,
Just at the wrong
you
time.
can't do that. Not to someone like Everett.
Yeah, Everett saw that outside and knew exactly what to do with it. That is, oof, what a finish.
Everett's eyes were probably brighter than the stars in the sky when he saw that outside lane open.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, it's a little uncharacteristic from West. I don't think I've ever seen West give me the outside ever. In anything. What a finish.
That was incredible.
Last corner pass. What out.
It never fails, man. This track never fails to put on a show.
Always excellent racing.
So, your race winner tonight is going to be that number 2 machine of Everett Paddock coming out of the Midwest. Right behind him in second, giving up the lead on the white flag lap. Got to rub it in a little more, Wes. Sorry, buddy. Is going to be Wes Shire out of New York. Coming in third position is going to be pole sitter Max Cooper out of Australia. Fourth position is going to be Indiana's Stephen Thompson, and fifth position is going to be Brazil's Nick Camargo. So a very, very diverse, all over the world, just about every time zone you can get, top 5. Sixth position will be David Porcelli. Seventh, Simon Fell. Eighth, Nagisa Yoshikawa. Ninth, Brian Molitor. 10th, the law firm, Alexander Wesley Hazelworth. 11th position, we'll have Rod Eskew. 12th, Victor Aldrich. 13th, Joseph Heath. 14th, Michael Holler. 15th, Brian Labard. 16th, Nick Daly. And Ben Carswell. I'm sorry to say, no hard feelings, buddy. Shotgun on the field is you, buddy.
Yeah, it happens.
But you got to spend the rest of the race and watch that fantastic finish from up here in the booth.
I don't know, watching it from down there.
Can I just say, what a comeback for Porcelli and Yoshikawa, and the law firm. They were starting in the back. What a comeback to get top 10s for all of them.
Yeah, I mean, they got a little bit kind of screwed over there with breaking away from them, but it's a great job by those guys to kind of just keep it as high as they could, maximize. And for Porcelli, once they had that breakaway, he was really limited to 7th, and Daly's failure, whatever that I had to be a mechanical failure on his wheel. I just didn't see a fuel light. He ran out so far from the end. That is so weird.
Yeah, it's so strange. But yeah, fuel's been weird for everyone. Yesterday, I had 7.9 gallons in it, and I still had to save about a lap of fuel.
So,
Yeah.
First up into the booth, we'll bring in second place Wes Shire. Wes, fantastic all night. It looked like you had it, and out of nowhere through turn number 3, Everett Paddock got it on you.
Yeah, that just the tiniest little bump. I don't know if that was netcode or what, but man, that's how you bump and run in an open wheeler.
Yeah, I didn't even see him bump you.
I didn't even see a bump.
Yeah,
That's how small it was. That was perfectly executed.
Let's see if we can get a replay on this.
I saw you get loose on the inside of 3, but I thought that was you just sticking it flat out.
Nope.
Look out, JO69. We have a new one that can pull off the bump and run.
Oh, really? No, I was just chatting with Everett in the waiting room. I don't think he felt the bump either, so it's probably netcode. But either way, man, I can't be mad about that. That was
yeah. We don't even have any
executed.
Yeah, let's see if we could slow that one down just a little bit. We'll go to quarter speed here. As you're coming across through through the dog leg. Paddock going to be right behind you.
Leg. Yeah, just out of the dog leg.
Let's see. Do we see a bump here?
It's the barest of hits, wing to right rear. If it was, it might have been netcode, honestly. Either way, it got me just enough into the
maybe.
Barely kisses you.
Yeah, like I said, I can't be mad about that. That was so well done by him.
Oh man, it gets side by side with you. You have to check up, and he gets around you.
Yep.
I was wondering why you gave him the outside into 3. I figured that would have been the first place you'd go to defend that.
Yeah, in hindsight, probably should have moved a little bit earlier, but it's sort of like I saw him coming. I'm like, I don't really want to block him that bad.
Oh, I would have.
I
would have blocked you like that.
Oh, I'm sure. Man, that was a ton of fun, though. I spent that whole race just saving tires, saving the car, making, smart decisions and biding my time. But,
we were waiting. I kept seeing you had position on him for the last 10 laps where you could have gotten the overtake done, and we kept seeing you pull out, back out middle of the corner, and not get back to the gas as aggressively as you could have. And I'm just sitting there waiting, going, eventually we're going to see him stay in the gas. And finally, with 2 to go, we saw you stay in it and get that huge run down the back.
Yep. He had a bit of a moment in 1 and 2 on that lap as well. That's why I knew I had to take that one.
Well, great run. I mean, that was phenomenal stuff there in the last lap.
Oh, yeah. Either way, what a good race up front. That was so much fun.
Well, Congratulations on the second place finish. Hopefully, we're talking to you again after the USF2000 race. Any sponsor plugs, thank yous you want to get in?
You sure won't be talking to me after that one, but yeah, definitely got to thank you guys for the broadcast. Missing our overlord Graham here for tonight, but
Yep.
you guys are doing a great job as always without him, and arguably better job depending on who you ask. But
Oh, don't go there.
I didn't throw the shade. You guys did.
You
Don't
did.
quote me. Whoa. Hey, whoa. We'll figure that one out later.
Chris Graham
You have a
doing
Unico
some.
series?
Either way, gotta give a big shout out to Homestead Coffee keeping me awake and alert enough to do this, and yeah, just what a fun race.
Hell yeah. Well, shout out to Chris Graham real quick. He's out there shooting some real world content for Pit Row TV down in Missouri. Some late models out there. So we wish him the best of luck on all the happenings down there. And Wes, thank you very much for joining us in the booth here for the interview. Thanks for giving us a great show. Fantastic racing to talk about and providing most of the cars in the field with a setup, keeping them all competitive as well.
You got it.
And next up is going to be your race winner, Everett Paddock. Everett, congratulations on the race win. What a fantastic finish we had to watch tonight. What was that move? Wes was saying you bumped and runned him. That was just freaking awesome to watch.
Well, I didn't even know, I didn't do it on purpose. If I did, Jay, I give Wes a lot of credit. Everybody was racing. I felt really gentlemanly. I hit a bunch of guys. I was doing my best just to try to run a consistent line. So I'm not playing chess out there like a lot of these guys. I'm barely able to play one move ahead checkers.
Well, that was a freaking fantastic finish. Had us all standing here on the edge of our seats. It's like Wes made the move on you at 2 laps to go. We're like, oh, this is it. Wes has got it. He was waiting, playing chess, sitting there, and all of a sudden, we get to turn 3 of the white flag lap, and you just go and get it from him. Kind of stole that one a little bit.
Maybe. I felt I did feel really good down in 3 and 4, right? I felt like that. I was like, man, if I get close, I think I can pin him down and make it so he has to lift. So I mean, if that caused the bump, that was, I was trying to get it so I could run in flat and he'd have to lift. So that was the plan. Worked out.
It was perfectly executed. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I just shout out to all the guys, and I do have to say, Nick Daly and I, we worked together, and I screwed up with Nick. I gave him a setup that had a gallon less fuel than I ran. And he was saying, yeah.
Is that what happened? We were on board with him, and he started slowing down, pulling to the side, and we were going, what is happening with Nicholas Daly?
We got some comments I got to throw up on air here. The track bar first checking in saying, Daly, no! And Corey Hart's checking in saying, Nicholas Daly graduates from the Alan Gustafson School of Fuel Calculation. So we don't have to blame Alan Gustafson for that one. I guess we can blame Everett for that one, but we can't blame you too much. You did come home with a checkered flag tonight.
We'll blame the reserve tank.
Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. He was. I was like, how can he be out of fuel? I'm like, I have plenty. I was like, well, I guess if you don't have the same amount at start, that makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Oh, man. Well, fantastic night of racing tonight. Hopefully we see you again, and we're talking to you again after the USF2000 race. Any sponsor plugs, thank yous you want to plug in tonight?
Yeah, thanks for. I want to say thanks to all the guys that raced tonight. Max Cooper did a nice job too. I know I bumped into him on the last lap. There was a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of fun racing, so I appreciate that, guys. Thanks for the broadcast tonight. And again, I owe Nick one.
Hell yeah. Well, hopefully we're talking to you again soon. And thanks for putting on a show. Fantastic couple of final laps. And, of course, during the race as well. Freaking awesome. So, once again,
good stuff.
As always, we're talking to you just about every week, it feels like. And happy to do it for more weeks to come.
Thanks, guys. See you later. Have a good weekend.
You too. So that was your race winner, Everett Paddock. Ben, let's bring you up because you were an actual driver registered in this race. What were your thoughts on this one?
It was good. I mean, it was a lot of really good racing. It's just the outside here is so important. We saw it on the last lap, but I mean, we saw it throughout the race. I got freight trained at least once. Just getting stuck on that inside, you cannot get back to the throttle early enough to get the run down the straightaways and with that draft, getting the run down the straightaway is so important. and you saw Everett use it to perfection on the last lap. You saw a bunch of people use it throughout the race. This track, this car, the combination is always amazing. And I mean, this is just the latest installment of it.
Hell yeah. And James, you've been sitting here up in the booth since the green flag dropped. You were excited for Phoenix, probably a little more excited than I was for Phoenix. Kind of a fanboy of this track, Mr. West Coast. So, what did you think of this one?
I mean, what more do I have to say? Like, look at what we saw tonight. We had a bump and run in open wheelers for the win. What more do I have to say to show how incredible this track is? Like, it's just one of the best tracks for open wheelers. And again, it's a shame that they maimed it in the way that they have.
Yeah, they kind of flipped where the start finish line was, moved the grandstands all around, made pit road all weird, took a bunch of the grass away.
Took away the awesome infield road course.
But we're not going to complain too much. Still a fantastic facility to go to. Not quite as awesome, but still one of my favorites. NASCAR has their finale here every year. And hoping for another fantastic race once the USF2000 cars come out here. Don't go anywhere. Coming up in about, we'll call it 10 minutes, will be the USF2000 cars. So we're going to take a short little break, get ourselves situated, stretch out a little bit. Y'all should do the same at home and get ready for another fantastic race here at Phoenix International Raceway. My name is Patrick Byrne, and don't touch that dial. Welcome back to some iRacing action here at Phoenix International Raceway, the old school version of Phoenix. My name is Patrick Byrne. Once again, joining me will be James Watson. Not in the booth this time is going to be Ben Carswell. He's going to make an attempt at this race, as well as we might possibly see Brian Labarge or Wes Shire drop in during the course of this USF2000 race. James, we just saw a fantastic showing out of the PM18 group. In the fixed setup USF2000 cars, these are a D-class car versus the C-class that the PM18s are. So usually you'd think you'd see some newer names, but here, a lot of the same faces and, frankly, a lot of the same talent out of these guys.
Yeah, I remember back the last time we ran here back in 2023 season 1. We were 4 wide at one point entering turn 1 with about 7 laps to go. I expect more of the same. This is going to be abject insanity, and the fixed setup tends to be a little more harder to understand what it's going to do. So I believe that's going to play factor into a really awesome race unless everyone kills themselves in turn 1 and we only have 2 cars just putting around by themselves.
Yes, no cautions here in the D-Class series. So where we only saw 1 caution in the previous race, if the whole field decides to min it, we don't pause the race. We let them keep running.
Yep, this is a crash course in crash avoidance.
Yep, so 4 minutes remaining in qualifying. David Porcelli out there for your lap. We're riding along with him. He completes his first time lap. Let's see where it puts him on the charts. That is going to be a 27.393. Brian Molitor goes even faster with a 27.132. Jonathan Taylor going third quick with a 27.510. Ben Carswell jumping up to the second quick spot, but Nick Daly and Sean Urich are there to take it. Nick Daly only 7 thousandths of a second slower than Brian Molitor. Kenji Yamamoto going up fifth quick with a 27.343. New quick time. Brian Molitor's second lap, bringing him to a 27.026, almost breaking into the 26s. Mike Holler goes quick on his second time. That moves him up to second with a 27.040, 14 thousandths of a second slower than Brian Molitor. Max Cooper still out there working on his second lap. Can he become pole sitter in this one? He comes around through the dogleg in the turn number 3. Can he make anything happen here? Corey Hartz goes second quick, 3 thousandths of a second slower than Brian Molitor. But across the line, Max Cooper not able to go any quicker. He's still going to be 13th quick, as that concludes your qualifying for everyone on track. Lance Anthony not taking time, not in the session. So as the field gets ready to grid, we will show you our results from qualifying. So, your pole sitter going to be the number 5 car of Brian Molitor. To his outside is going to be the number 3 car, 3 thousandths of a second slower. That's going to be Corey Hartz. Row number 2 has Mike Holler on the inside and Rod Eskew on the outside. Row number 3 has Derek Castor and David Porcelli. Row number 4 is going to be Jonathan Taylor and Nick Daly. Row number 5, the 9 car of Cole Trexler and Sean Urich. Row number 6 going to be Ben Carswell, Nick Camargo. Row number 7 will have last race pole sitter Max Cooper and Kenji Yamamoto. And starting 15th, if he chooses to join us, will be the number 15 car of Lance Anthony. So, once again, hoping we can get the graphics up and ready to go. A little bit of a hiccup once again.
Technical difficulties.
I'm fairly certain it's operator error at this point.
Aren't all technical difficulties operator error? I thought that was code for that.
Most of them are. Sometimes they're not. Usually they are, though. Pace car is going to be in, though. Brian Molitor is going to be your leader. Race start is on him in that number 5 machine on the inside, and he gets off to a fantastic start. Only 30 laps of distance in the USF cars. Corey Hart's going to be following right behind Brian Molitor as they go through turn 1. 3 wide, almost 4 wide going through the dog leg.
Oh my god. Oh.
Still, we'll jump back up to the lead because we have a battle for the lead already. As Brian Molitor barely in front of Corey Hart's. He's all over the gearbox. Going to be running side by side to the inside now in turn number 1. Still there, still there. Corey Hart's barely in the lead, and Nick Daly wanting a piece of this action. Going to be 3 wide now coming through turn number 3. Nick Daly going to be the outside now of Corey Hart's.
What a move. Nick Johnny on the spot, going 3rd to 1st in one corner. Oh boy.
3
Oh,
wide
dear.
once again. Daly with the quick time. Hart's in the center and Molitor to the bottom. Molitor now to the lead. Nick Daly, new quick time, 27:063. It's going to be Daly and Hart's to the front of the field right now. Make that Molitor in the number 5 on the top spot on the inside. Drag race across the line. Who's going to have it? Give that one to Nicholas Daly. Don't forget about David Forcelli in that number 1 machine, making a huge dive to the inside line. Ben Carswell goes new quick time, 27:016. As we still got a rat's nest. 2 wide, all of the rows back the whole way through the field. Only going to be 25 laps to go this time. The pressure is on. Nate Camargo, new quick time. Does he break into the 26s? Yes, he does. 26:949, and the whole field is still bunched up together. 2 wide, all of the rows back. Nick Daly, almost our winner in the previous race until teammate Everett Paddock, eventual race winner, forgetting, maybe accidentally, maybe not, to put enough fuel in Nicholas Daly's machine. Not something you have to worry about here in the fixed setup races, though. All he's got to worry about is Brian Molitor on that top side. Coming through turn number 3 now, it's going to be Molitor, Daly, Hart, and Holler is your top 4 running side by side there. Holler up to the 3rd spot on the inside of Hart. Cross the line, give that lap to Nicholas Daly. Almost a third of the way through this race already. Laps ticking away very quickly. Not a lot of time for these drivers to make move, and you can see that the pressure is up. Looking back further in the field, you see that orange number 8 of Rod Eskew. That is going to be local to me, Lehigh Valley Phantoms. Feeder team for the terrible Philadelphia Flyers. Sorry, buddy, I'm an Islanders fan. To his outside is going to be the number 9 of Cole Trexler. That seems to be where the heat of the battle is. Right in front of them, they are 3 wide for position number 5. Oh, and there's contact between Porcelli and Carswell. Going to be 3 wide now with Eskew on the inside. Oh, we got a battle for the lead. Mike Holler takes the top spot away from Nicholas Daly. So I saw a little bit of contact between those two, but give the spot to Holler. Coming through the dogleg, though, Nicholas Daly going to be making the move to the outside. Big move by Corey Hart's to the top side. Excuse me, that's going to be the 5 of Brian Molitor to the top side. Corey Hart's in that number 3 on the inside line. More contact between the leaders. Nicholas Daly taking over the top spot, and the 5 car of Molitor looking to make it 3 wide. He takes the top spot through the middle. Working lap number 10 now. We are a third of the way through the race this time by. Still a huge back end. Mike Holler goes to the inside, almost 4 wide. Look at Ben Carswell up to the 3rd spot. Little bit of contact before, but he's going to work side by side now with Holler all over the rear gearbox of Nicholas Daly as they go across start-finish line. Daly to the bottom side. Ben Carswell to the top. Can Carswell get the run off of turn number 2 into the dogleg? They're going to be side by side. I think Carswell has the run as we come down into turn number 3. Daly's going to send it in deep, though, not lifting an inch off the car. Can Carswell get the run down the front straightaway and get the lap led? He does, barely noses across. 8 thousandths of a second that time across the line between Carswell and Daly. Still going to be side by side as they go through the dogleg. Brian Molitor looks to the inside, going to make it 3 wide in the turn number 3. Has to back out of it to avoid getting into the left rear of Nicholas Daly. Porcelli's going to be all the way up there on the top side. Coming across the line this time. Who's it going to be? It's going to be Daly across the line that time. Still Brian Molitor looking for anywhere to make the move on these top 2 as they still run side by side. Don't leave anything open for Brian Molitor to go in yet. Number 11 car of Mike Holler still running on that yellow line towards the inside, looking for any of these drivers to make a mistake, crash, and move themselves up onto the racetrack, allowing him to get by with some freebies. Got to remember, no caution flags in this D-Class series. Almost on lap number 15, almost halfway through this race already. Already only 17 laps to go. Nicholas Daly still to the inside of Ben Carswell. David Porcelli kind of sitting back there waiting for something to happen, but Brian Molitor is going to take advantage, run side by side with David Porcelli now as they come along the back straightaway.
This is incredible. They're racing like it's 5 to go, and there's still more than half the race left.
Not a lot of laps here in the USF2000 series. Kind of got to stay on the button, dial crank to 11 the whole way through. No time to make any mistakes. No time to let anyone pass you. You got to be on the ball the entire time. Still going to be Nicholas Daly and Ben Carswell battling for that top spot side by side. I don't think any of them have had an advantage at any point during this race. 15 laps to go. We are halfway through this USF2000 race at Phoenix International Raceway. Brian Molitor looks to shoot it up the inside. Once again, not quite able to get it. Nicholas Daly has the advantage through the mid-quarter, but Carswell going to have the advantage off the quarter. He's going to take the lead through the dogleg. Molitor looks high. Contact between Carswell and Daly is around. Daly somehow saves the car. Bunch of cars up there in the outside wall. I see Porcelli wrecked up there. I see Carswell and I see Camargo. That's going to put Brian Molitor to the top spot. Rod Eskew, Cole Trexler going to be fighting for second now. Only 13 laps remaining. It was inevitable in this one with how hard they were racing. Didn't expect it to be your race leaders, though. Somehow Brian Molitor able to sneak on through. Rod Eskew looking to get around Cole Trexler and hopefully chase down Brian Molitor. But right now, Molitor is out of the draft. It is his race to lose. The only way he can lose this one if he makes a mistake and these guys catch up to him. 0.7 of a second is the gap to second place, Cole Trexler. And Rod Eskew close in tow behind with Derek Castor in that number 12. And Mike Holler right there almost making contact with the 12 car of Derek Castor. Rod Eskew going to make a lunge on the number 9 car. Not quite able to make anything happen. Corey Hartz with the fast lap of the race, 26.866. So working 10 laps to go now as they cross the line. 2/3 of the way done with this one. Can anyone catch Brian Molitor? Rod Eskew and Mike Holler fighting side by side now for that 3rd position. Holler's going to take it away from Rodescu. All he's got to do now is chase down the number 9 car of Cole Trexler, and maybe he's got the speed to chase down that number 5 machine of Brian Molitor.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Like, they're well within draft range. But how much time are they going to lose when they get to battling?
Yeah, if he wants to make the pass, he's going to have to do it quick and really chase down race leader Brian Molitor. These guys staying single file, though. They are slowly but surely taking away time from Brian. Gap is now down to less than half of a second. Gap now down to 0.2 of a second. These guys are within draft range now. Cole Trexler looking to make the move on Brian Molitor. Mike Holler following close behind, and so is Rodescu and Derek Castor. These top 5 have nothing to lose here. Cole Trexler goes and makes the move to the inside of Brian Molitor. Hugging that yellow line, has to slide up the racetrack. Both of those drivers check up, still side by side through the dogleg. Molitor retakes the lead. And that allows Holler to get side by side with the number 9 machine of Cole Trexler. Trexler again moving to the inside, going to try and get it done on Brian Molitor. The Drac Bar checking in the comments, saying he's in the top split LFG. I'll let you figure out what that acronym means. Hell yeah, good for you, buddy. Cody Brooks checking in once again, saying goodnight, sending another tip to us, making sure our beer tab is paid. Thank you very much, buddy. Rockstar71 checking in, saying, bro's an Islander fan? I'm a Devils fan. I take offense. No offense to you, buddy. I've got family works for the Devils. They're cool. Not as cool as the Islanders, but they're cool. And Wes Shire checking in, asking, who put this pace lap on fast forward? Yeah. Pretty much. Earlier in the race, I would have said the same thing, running side by side. But right now, we no longer have a battle going on for the lead, but we definitely have a battle going on for the 3rd spot between the number 9 car of Cole Trexler, the 8 car of Rodescu, and the 12 of Derek Castor. SQ sending it in way deep, trying to get the move done on Cole Trexler. Still going to be side by side, coming through the dogleg. Still there, going to be side by side with the 12 car of Derek Castor. He moves himself up to the 4th position, and Trexler still in 3rd. Holler all over the rear bumper of Brian Molitor, trying to chase him down. Once again, going to be 3 to go. That's going to be Corey Hart smacking the inside wall. He asked to pull it off the racetrack. Remember, no caution flags in this series. So unfortunately, bad night for Corey Hart after putting it so close towards the front of the field. This is a race of attrition at this point. Still going to be Holler and Molitor towards the front of the field. And Trexler is right there on the rear gearbox of Holler. Still enough time for him to make a move, but time is running out. Only going to be 2 to go. They're going to be side by side in the turn number 1 for the race lead. Trexler's going to be there, and SQ going to make the move on Castor for that 4th position. Can SQ put himself into the fight? Holler goes to look to the outside. So does Trexler. Almost looked like they were going to make it 3 wide there. Coming out of turn number 4 for the 2nd to last time. Coming to the white flag now. It's going to be Brian Molitor in the lead. And Holler looks to the inside. He's going to try and take the race lead in the turn number 1. Still going to be there. And Holler is going to lose it here going down the back straightaway. Molitor able to get the run through the dog leg. Give the advantage to Molitor. Holler on the inside, though. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who is it going to be?
Whoa.
Molitor with the run. Holler with the inside. Side by side. I couldn't tell who won there. Was that Molitor on the high side getting the win?
No, I think Holler got it.
Both of their last lap times were the same. Gap across the line, it is showing 21 thousandths of a second. So congratulations, Michael Holler. You are the winner of the USF2000 race here at Phoenix International Raceway. That was, frankly, one of the most fantastic races I've ever seen. A little 30-lap sprint side by side the whole way to the end. I can't believe what I just saw.
That's incredible. Like, with how how long that Michael Haller has been around U.S. Open Wheel C and D. This is his first time winning in SOF, and this is
There's no way. Michael
incredible.
Haller has been so close to the front so many times. There's no way this is his first SOF win.
I am willing to bet I do not remember him ever winning. He's got on the podium. I'm fairly certain that he has not won before. We'll just have to ask him.
No, it shows Brian Molitor won it. No way. Had to wait for the final graphics to come up by 3/1000ths of a second. Brian Molitor edges out Michael Haller for the top spot. Cole Trexler going to be finishing out your podium 87/1000ths of a second behind Michael Haller. So we just built you up, Michael. I am so sorry. Unfortunately, you do not come home the winner of tonight's race. Rod Eskew going to be coming in the 4th position. Derek Castor coming home 5th. Max Cooper out of Australia coming home 6th. Jonathan Taylor, Sean Urich, Kenji Yamamoto, and Lance Anthony closing out your top 10. Nicholas Daly coming home in 11th after some contact in the midpoint of the race. Corey Hart's getting involved in that incident. Same with Ben Carswell, David Porcelli, and Nee Camargo. So, a lot of hard racing going on tonight. Frankly, I can't believe that finish. I feel really bad for Michael Haller. We've spent so long building him up, and frankly, not his night. So, sorry, man. And send all hate mail to Bizzle at nationalracingnetwork.com.
In my defense, it said him in first place for a long time.
It
I thought
did.
for sure.
It didn't update until I put that final graphics up. So, unfortunately for Michael Haller, not coming home the winner of tonight's race. I feel like I'm just rubbing salt in the wound at this point. So first up, why don't we bring in 3rd place finisher Cole Trexler. Cole, you got to watch a fantastic photo finish for the win there. And frankly, you were in the fight for most of this one, just not able to get it done towards the end, still coming home on the podium. What was your perspective this little short 30-lap sprint tonight?
Yeah, I'm just happy I didn't get involved in any of the wrecks. It was pretty terrifying watching most of them happen, but great race other than that.
So, were you just kind of sitting back there relaxing, trying to figure out where the move was going to be made, if they were going to make contact, and hopefully that's the way you were going to point your way into the win of this one? Or were you just kind of sitting back, kind of happy with 3rd? You know, it's better than wrecking out and coming home with nothing.
I was trying to get up there to him, but just didn't have enough time there at the end. And we got to see a great 2-wide finish. I wish it could have been a 3-wide finish, but maybe next time.
Well, hell yeah, man. Why don't we get all your sponsor plugs and thank yous in? I don't believe we've talked to you before here on this podium position finish.
Yeah, I wanna give a shout out to Seats and Harbor Freight and my teammates Corey and Derek. They were in this race too. Corey had an unfortunate finish, but I think Derek finished 5th. And then I want to thank Dakota too. He's sitting on his couch watching right now. He couldn't make it with us tonight, so shout out to them.
Hell yeah, we've got Rockstar71 and Corey Hart checking in the comments, both of them saying woo Trexler. So you got some fans sitting at home cheering you on. So thanks for putting on a show, not only for us, not only for the fans at home, but for your buddies as well. So hopefully we're talking to you again soon, maybe next week. What track are we at next week? I know we're at a road course, but
we're at the Sonoma Cup layout.
Oh, Watson's favorite track of all time. So
the motherland.
So hopefully we're talking to you again there soon. Get your practice in, and we'll be chatting with you.
All right. Thanks for having me up here.
No problem. Next up is going to be the number 11 car of Michael Haller, coming home 2nd tonight, only by 3/1000ths of a second. The graphics were showing you won it. We were both saying you won it, and unfortunately they updated, and you didn't. But still a fantastic show. Still happy to talk to you here. Man, what was it like sitting there in the driver's seat coming off of turn number 4?
It wasn't about 4. It was about we could talk about 4, but we can talk about 4 the lap before because I wanted to make sure I had just enough of a pocket to create a run I wanted to make sure that I had a nice defense going on behind, so it was just me and the leader. And then took my chance into 1. I knew I could be alongside for 4. I'd have a chance at it, and I had a chance at it, and that was really cool. I think because he had a car following him, I think it just gave him the slightest advantage to go faster. But that was fun. I had a really good time in that. The last 5 laps, really just seeing my opportunity and setting it up.
Yeah, watching right now the photo finish across the line. There's barely an inch separating you guys coming across the line. So, yeah, he just got the better run coming through that last lap. I could have sworn it was yours, but frankly, you can't really complain with a second place finish, especially with the amount of crazy racing we had tonight. All the side-by-side action. I could have sworn you made contact with about 15 other cars. The whole field should have been wrecked about 6 times. It's amazing we didn't lose more cars to attrition tonight.
Yeah, I think I just had there was one accidental hip check I had on my right side coming out of 2, and that didn't cause an incident. But on that same back straight, there was the incident. I was actually really annoyed from my position. It looked like the person who dropped inside, I think it was Ben. I thought he was like going like full throttle, just gonna send it into the lead or whatever. But I upon looking at it, he got nudged to the left and then turned around Nick Daly into the grass, and he really had nowhere to go. I saw him down there, and I saw him down there. I knew where he might come up. I picked my spot and I prayed, and that was fun getting through that. It felt like I was in an action movie.
Hell yeah. Well, always happy to talk to you. Hopefully we can talk to you again soon next week at Sonoma. Is that a track you're comfortable with, or a little bit shaky on some of those tighter road courses?
I like it. It's just we'll see. It's all about qualifying there. It's going to be hard to overtake. Maybe in these cars it might be a little easier, but I think in the Indy Pro it's going to be a little hard to overtake. The dirty air through all the S's is tricky. So we'll see where it goes and how it races. I'm excited to actually race it. I'm excited we're going to have it on the calendar. I think there were 3 tracks back when I was CM that I really wanted to race on, and one was the Homestead Road course, which we ended up doing. And then Sonoma, and then I want to see Coda at some point, but I don't have a control over that anymore. And
I knew I always liked you, Michael.
Yeah.
Coda could definitely be a fun one, especially some of the shorter layouts of Coda could be a lot of fun in these lower power open wheel machines.
I feel like it would have to be one of the other layouts, because the GP layout with the long back straightaway would make everyone fall asleep.
GP for USF would be rough. It'd be okay in Indy Pro, but USF would be brutal.
Yeah, and look down the watch 5 minutes, look up, still on the back straightaway going.
The draft pack going into 12 would be worse than some of the 4 wides we saw today here.
Well, always a pleasure chatting with you, Michael. Why don't we get some of your sponsor plugs and thank yous in?
Yeah, Citizens Climate Lobby is on my car. I always like to thank them, so we're going with that tonight. Also, I want to thank my engineers, but I want to encourage them to put the timing sensor a couple millimeters forward. I think it might help out.
Yeah, just accidentally bump into it, while they're teching the car. Just pay off the tech guy.
Or just put it in the cockpit so I can like crack it off and throw it in front of me.
There you go.
That would probably do it too.
Do the old animated stock car movie from 2006 where you just stick your tongue out there, just throw the transponder across the line coming across.
Yeah, whatever works. It was close. I didn't look at any replays, and I'm not claiming anything, but there's a chance that may have happened with the winner. I don't know for sure though. No, I'm kidding.
Well, always a pleasure chatting with you, and hopefully we're talking to you again here real soon on the NRN airwaves. But till then, you have a fantastic night, and thank you for coming out and putting on a show for everyone.
Yep, thanks. Later.
So, Watson, that's 2 fantastic races we had here at the old version of what we now call Phoenix. Frankly, I couldn't be more excited. I'm definitely satisfied with tonight's shows.
Yeah, it was incredible. Like, it was abject insanity. And this track never fails to put on a show. I've never seen a dual race here, SOF night. It was absolutely incredible. Great mix of carnage and racing that should have been carnage, but somehow wasn't.
Yeah, so a fantastic night of racing here at the Phoenix International Raceway. What we call Phoenix. It was Phoenix. Until then, this has been Patrick Burns' rendition of the National Racing Network. Chris handed me the keys to this beast once again while he was out shooting in the real world in Michigan. James Watson, of course, joining me as always. Next week, we got the Sim Racers Club from Michigan. And Indy Pro at Sonoma. We've also got Monday Night Silver Crowns. Couldn't tell you where they're at. James Watson, you're one of the drivers in that
Pocono
series.
Raceway.
My home
The
track
Tricky
of
Triangle.
Pocono. Surprised I don't know that one then. But yeah, that is going to be next week's lineup here on NRN's airwaves. Until then, it's been a fantastic week. Glad y'all could join us. My name has been Patrick Byrne, James Watson, and yeah, y'all have a great night, and we'll see you next week.